Welcome and thank you for your time today. This presentation is brought to you by Sarah Brooks, Rachel Lee, and Jody McCarty, owners of Surge Learning Solutions, where we bring learning to life. Today, we'll present our overview for the redesign of your beginner Microsoft Word course. How about a little background information? Your company needs a true beginner-level Microsoft Word course to be included in an upward mobility training curriculum designed for workers with cognitive disabilities. Currently delivered training starts at an intermediate skill level, but user review feedback states that content is difficult to understand, lacks connection to real-world application, and it's just plain boring. Now I bet you're asking yourself, how can your Microsoft Word software training be more engaging and interactive for our employees with cognitive disabilities? How can we increase learner motivation? How can we improve software training skill retention? There are many stakeholders who would like us to answer those questions. First, your executive leadership team and business unit managers want to know that this training will ensure the success of all employees. Your staff needs to know that your company is doing its best to support their needs. Your customers deserve service from well-trained employees. Here at Surge Learning Solutions, your needs and the development of your employees are our utmost concern. Why are the needs of your learners so important? Your employee population includes at least 75% employees that are severely disabled, with the majority of those employees with disabilities self-identifying as cognitively impaired or learning disabled. Many of your employees are seeking the opportunity to build skills that will increase their opportunity to grow within your company. These learners are seeking development in basic office and upward mobility skills, such as resume writing and interviewing, that would provide the opportunity to move upward into administrative roles. If training's already available, then why do you need Surge Learning Solutions? You currently provide off-the-shelf training to your employees via Skillsoft, LinkedIn Learning, or YouTube that provides detailed step-by-step demonstration of the features and functions available within Microsoft Word. That content's typically delivered in long screencast format of 60 to 150 minutes with little to no hands-on practice. So what's the problem? National Institute of Health states intellectual and cognitive impairment symptoms include short attention span, slow learning, fluctuating concentration, and difficulty remembering information. Lengthy videos that do not provide frequent opportunities to practice newly acquired skills are not appropriate for the attention span and concentration levels of learners that are the majority of your employees. Given your high employee population of learners with intellectual disabilities, presenting the content via long narrated screencast video does not provide appropriate chunking of the content into manageable sections with immediate opportunity to practice and apply new skills. In the case of the currently provided lengthy narrated screencast, the learner is faced with cognitive overload, reducing the ability to retain newly acquired skills, according to Meyer and Moreno. Your currently provided training also fails to provide your learners with the opportunity to practice what they've learned, which provides little motivation. Cognitive gains from practice often bring about motivation for more learning, according to Kalkman, Moss, and Case. After an hour or more of screencast instruction, with little or no practice, your employees are provided very little feedback to help clarify their understanding of the skills or provide motivation throughout the course. No job aid or participant guide is included to assist learners with applying any newly acquired skills outside of the course. Due to the long-winded training, lack of practice, feedback, and job aids, your learners struggle to complete the course tests successfully. While redesigning your training, there are some legal and ethical considerations. As the client serves as a centralized nonprofit agency serving nonprofit agencies with the shared mission of employing people with severe disabilities, it is essential for our training to meet all standards for web accessibility as stated in the Americans with Disabilities Act of 1990. The Web Content Accessibility Guidelines, or WCAG, serve as a single shared standard for web content accessibility that meets the needs of individuals, organizations, and governments internationally. All training in the learning management system must achieve a level AA WCAG compliance rating prior to delivery. All training developed for the client will be used for educational purposes and delivered to nonprofit employees, which is covered under fair use in Section 107 of the Copyright Act. So what are our solutions? Solution number 1, gamification. We plan to use fun to encourage enhanced outcomes, goal success, and course completion. Deci and Ryan's self-determination theory states that gamification is more effective the more activities are geared toward intrinsic motivation. Gamification is a great fit for your employee population. Torrente, Del Blanco, Moreno-Guerre and Fernandez-Menjon stated that digital games have a great potential to improve education of people with cognitive disabilities. By adding fun to what could potentially be a long and boring training, your learners will be more likely to continue working toward completion of the course. Solution 2. Narrative storytelling. We will design multimedia content that includes animated storytelling, revealing the real-world applications of how Microsoft Word software can be used to create documents. By presenting the demonstrations and skills practice within the storyline of the game narrative, your learners will have the opportunity to practice fulfilling future job roles. According to Ye in 2016, the design should focus on creating an interactive environment where the learner and the animation can work together to cooperatively generate the to-be-learned knowledge. Solution 3. Chunking and hands-on practice. Rather than presenting your training content through long screencasts narrated by a disembodied voice, basic Microsoft Word skills will be introduced via video screencast demo with narration from the character that's introduced the task, followed by immediate guided application practice. According to Edmonds in 2002, information that goes into the participant's memory will likely be remembered if learners practice remembering the information soon after they process it. Finally, solution number 4. Frequent positive feedback. Our training will include frequent feedback that recognizes the learner's completion of each new skill. Badges, a completion bar, and audio narration serve as examples of items that will acknowledge the learner's achievements and will serve as positive reinforcement throughout the training. Brookhart stated in 2014 that timing of feedback is critical for students with learning disabilities. Feedback should be given as soon as possible while the student is either working on the task or has just finished it for optimal effectiveness. As you can clearly see, we have a detailed plan for designing a course that will enhance your employees' success. What are you waiting for? Contact Surge Learning Solutions today. We're ready to bring your learning to life.